Hello Neighbor is a video game franchise that has received quite a bit of criticism by the internet, often more than it probably deserves. However, its fandom tends to be pretty loyal and enjoy all of its games, except for one, a game that in my opinion doesn't get enough attention from the fandom, and that some even call bad, when in reality is one of the best games in the entire franchise. I'm talking about Hello Neighbor Nicky's Diaries, or simply Hello Neighbor Diaries. Most of the people watching this video probably haven't heard of this game, but Hello Neighbor Diaries is a mobile spin-off of the original game, developed by the Magic Games. The game follows the story of a now adult Nicky who after defeating the king, finds his old belongings in his childhood room. Upon remembering his past, Nicky wonders what really happened back then and reminisces about the good times with Aaron Peterson, or so the wiki says. Season 1 adapts the first Hello Neighbor book, Missing Pieces, and while it leaves out certain elements like Nicky's trauma with the supermarket or the weird moments with Mr. Peterson, it does add more story to his relationship with Aaron. Interestingly, the game was going to have 4 seasons. Currently, there's only one, but Nicky's story is a trilogy, so I don't know what we will have seen in that 4th season. And maybe we'll never know, since developers were fired. Each season has 4 acts, and each one is divided in 5 missions, 4 in Theodore's house and 1 in his basement. In every mission, you have to solve certain puzzles to take a photo of an object from Nicky's past, helping him remember what happened. Unlike other games in the series, where the story is often confusing due to heavy metaphors, like in Hello Neighbor 1, where a dream sequence symbolizes Nicky having self-therapy, Diaries goes straight to the point, with a text from the book at the end of each level. The only metaphorical aspect is the gameplay, which represents Nicky's mind, but this is made clear right from the intro cutscene. At the end of the season, you receive special sneakers that let you walk on certain walls and access zones with bonus memories. This further expands the story and gives replayability. There are also 3 challenges per mission, giving you even more incentive to replay levels. Some argue that this mission-based system doesn't fit the franchise, but I think it works. Rather than having a bunch of mini challenges scattered across one big map like in other games, you get a manageable challenge, and once you complete, you move on to the next one with a restructured house layout. It's the same style of gameplay, just more linear and puzzles separate. The game has also other elements that are far superior to other Hello Neighbor titles, starting with the neighbor. He behaves the same way he does in the original game because Diaries was originally planned as a DLC from the mobile version of Hello Neighbor 1. If I had a nickel for every time a Hello Neighbor 1 DLC became its own game, I have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happens twice, right? Back to the point, even though he behaves similarly, the neighbor in Diaries is very different, because even though the house changes each mission, it's always designed so Theodore can walk through all rooms. That wasn't the case in Hello Neighbor 1, where a poor layout often traps him on the first floor or in the elevator. And unlike Hello Neighbor 2 or Search and Rescue, where the neighbor goes straight to wherever you need to be, here he shows up via an elevator once you trigger an alarm, either by a camera or a laser trap, and then patrols the area. The closest hint to that in other games is when he hovers near a broken window, which makes no sense if you think about it, since a window is more of an entry-exit point than a place to stay, so if you are sneaky, you can avoid him completely. But he still feels like a real threat, and for some reason people think this AI is worse than in other games just because Mr. Peterson walks slower, but this is a mobile game. If he moved faster, it would be way too frustrating and made later missions overly difficult. Also, the game takes an interesting turn when you reach the basement. Instead of Theodore, there are shadow neighbors with present movement patterns. Once they spot you, it's nearly impossible to escape. These sneak-only areas really immerse you in the game, offering a refreshing change from the repetition seen in other games where you're stuck in the same zone doing similar tasks across the map. Also, puzzles are more intuitive. At the start of each mission, there's a sign showing the key items you need, and the first set serves as a tutorial to get you used to the controls and the mechanics, so it doesn't just throw you in like many other games in the series, where sometimes there isn't even a tutorial, though this means the first set and part of the second can be completed quickly. This could be good or bad depending on your preferences, because the game doesn't have checkpoints, and if you're caught, you have to restart the whole mission. But starting from the second half of Act 2, the levels are longer if this bothers you. And even early missions can take longer if you aim for the 100%. Parkour is also much more easy. Even though the physics are almost the same as Hello Neighbor 1, Nicky moves a bit slower, which gives you more control in the air. This, combined with fewer and easier jumps, avoids the frustrating platforming sections we saw in Hello Neighbor 1, Hide and Seek, or Secret Neighbor. Another big plus is that every room has a purpose. Unlike other games where there are rooms with useless items just there to throw around, here you collect traps, a currency to exchange for gadgets like jump boots for higher lifts, X-ray glasses to see key items and the neighbor through walls, glue to temporarily freeze the neighbor, or EMP grenades to disable traps. All of this adds versatility to the gameplay, letting you use them however and whenever you want, but you also have to manage your resources. Let's say some levels lack traps or make them impossible to find. I haven't had to use a glitch to get one. As for the soundtrack, although this is more subjective, I think it has some absolute bangers that are better than most other games in the series. Just listen. Now let's talk about bugs. While I personally think physics glitches are part of the original game essence, I get why people don't like them. But since Diaries has fewer collectible items and most are small, these kind of bugs are rare. They are not common in the franchise anymore, but I mention it since this started as a DLC for Hello Neighbor 1, which was notoriously buggy. The only bugs I ran into were one where the neighbor teleports back into the house after losing track of you, the trap bug I mentioned, and a texture issue, so I think that one is because of my device. Plus, these bugs are rare. On the Hello Neighbor Discord server's bug report section, you barely see repeat reports, and most of them are nearly from 2 years ago. With all that said, my only real complaint is that starting from mission 17, the difficulty spikes a lot, and the final mission of the season is super long with no checkpoints, but when you beat it, it really feels like glory. In conclusion, Hello Neighbor Nicky's Diaries is one of the best games in the entire franchise, and at $7 is totally worth it. The fact that most Play Store complaints are just about the game not being fully free says a lot. They are not complaining about the game itself, but having to pay to unlock all the content. Sadly, this game is really overlooked by the fandom. I guess it's because it's a mobile game, and mobile games aren't usually taken seriously unless they came out during the Play Store's golden age. And since most people don't want to pay for it, the game doesn't get much reputation or visibility. And this lack of interest from players has made people to forget about this game too. The last meaningful update was in December 2023. They even accidentally removed the logo in the last update. I made this post to say to teams that in the last update bring the logo back, and also to talk about the people who says that the game is unnecessary since there are the books, but you gotta understand that not everyone got access to the books, and also the game is the same as one book in price. So if they ever complete it, you will be getting the story of the 3 books for the cost of one. So I don't think that's useless, and that's why I make this video, to give at least more visibility to this beautiful game that clearly deserves it. With that said, I got nothing else to say. See ya. Bye.